He's on a high right now. Put on that Benson Boone, Ken. I'm getting wet. Sorry, I imagine that Gypsy fucks to Benson Boone. And Ken's about it, honestly. He's like, can we also put on a video of Benson Boone? I gotta get hard. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heather Shaw is Kidding. It's me, Heather Shaw. Happy Wednesday. Can I just say I love so much when you guys tell me online that you're listening to the podcast? It makes me feel so good. I love it. You know, I don't really look at the analytics for this podcast. And it's not because I don't know how to, but it's maybe because I don't know how to. But listen, it makes me so happy when you tell me on TikTok, Instagram, you DM me. Hey, bitch, love your podcast, Queef. I'm listening to it. Shout out if you've DM'd me or left a comment. When you leave a comment, it's better because then more people can see it. I always say to gatekeep this podcast so I don't get canceled for what I say, but you know it's all jokes, right? Queef Nation is strong. I love it so much. Thanks for leaving reviews. Rate and review this podcast if you can. I love it so much. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Heather Shaw Comedy. You get an extra episode of this podcast every single week, starting at just $3 a month, going up to $20 if you got fucking money. If you got Bezos money. Bezos, we're going to get into him and his fucking weird-ass wedding. What else? What did I talk about in this week's Patreon? I talked a lot about Eileen Wuornos, as you should. Look at the books behind me. You know what I'm reading. I mean, I got Kathleen Hanna right here. Kathy Griffin, Maria Bamford. You know what the fuck is up. I'm Team Eileen, baby. Team Eileen. So I talked about her. Talked about this heat. I talked about getting finger blasted at the gynecologist office, as you should. Didn't even have an appointment. Just walked in and said, can you stick it in? I need to feel something. I need to feel alive. So yeah, that's how personal it gets over there on the Patreon, that I just talk about getting finger blasted and having a normal conversation with my gynecologist while she's inside me. That's always fun. How is your day, doctor? As she's 3 fingers deep hitting my cervix like I'm on a fucking porn set. It is fun to just fuck with your doctor as she's fingering you. You got to make it fun. It's already weird, you know? You just got to say stuff like a little to the left. Just to freak her out. All right. Is that a sexual harassment? Leave me alone, wokies. All right. What else? Is that it? Oh, you know what? And then this week, where am I going to be this weekend? This weekend, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm coming to you. I'm at the Comedy Corner Underground. Friday night's going to be sold out. Saturday night, tickets are on sale. Get your fucking tickets. There's some tickets left for Friday night, but, you know, by the time you hear this, who knows? We could be in full-blown war. Sunday night, I'm in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Oh, Claire. That is a Midwest mom having her first lesbian experience. Oh, Claire. Wisconsin. Get tickets. HeatherShawComedy.com. I'm in a bunch of other cities. I'll tell you about them at the end of this episode. We've also added in a lot of cities. We're always adding more. So maybe I'll say your fucking city. You better come out, bitch. The body keeps the score. Let's get into this episode. Now listen, a lot is going on in this world. We're going to have a fun fucking episode, okay? There's so much shit going on. If you're doom scrolling on social media all day at your medical and billing job, I don't know what the fuck you do. What are you in? You're in asset recovery for Wells Fargo? What do you do? If you're sitting at home, you're a stay-at-home wife, you don't even have kids. You just have to stay home because your husband, he was imprisoning you. We're going to keep it fun and light this episode. We're going to keep it all pop culture. No politics, baby. I'm guessing if you like Trump, you're like, fucking finally, I needed a break. I've been getting hit left and right. If you don't like Trump, you're probably like, fucking finally, I needed a break. I couldn't take any more of this idiocy. We're going to keep it fun and light this episode, I've decided. And there's a lot of fun little light things at mostly men's expense. I mean, I'm going to be roasting a lot of men in this episode. And let's start off with the most roastable. You know him, you may not love him. If you have good taste, you do not know him, nor do you love him. Benson Boone. Benson Boone released his episode. Benson Boone released his Mormon album. Now listen, I think he dabbled in Mormonism. By the way, Salt Lake City, you guys are buying those tickets to that show. I fucking love you. I fucking love you, Salt Lake. I might be shooting my special in Salt Lake City. Can you believe this? I love Salt Lake City. You guys are great. Anyways, Benson Boone, Mormon man, backflipping left and right. Is he gay? I don't know. You know, my gaydar is really good, but with someone like Benson Boone, it's hard to tell because he's doing that Harry Styles thing where he's like co-opting gayness. You know, but he could also very well just be like, but also Trump's kind of right on some things. You know, it's hard to tell. I got to say, I don't have good gaydar on this guy. It doesn't ping. It doesn't not ping. You know, it could really go either way. It's like Harry Styles. I really don't know. There's a blind item, side note, that Harry Styles and George Clooney and Cindy Crawford's husband, Randy Gerber or something, are all in like, they've all banged each other. I'm going to choose to believe it. Believe all men. Believe all blind items about men. Harry Styles and George Clooney, who I have always said is gay. I'm on the team that George Clooney's gay. It's just my opinion. It's not law. But I think George Clooney's very gay. He's just so handsome. He's just so put together. You don't get that from a straight man. He's never had a pregnancy. He's never knocked up a woman. It's like Leo. Did Leo get it? Leo definitely had a vasectomy. Or he's gay. I don't know about Leo. I think he just had a vasectomy and has a shit ton of STDs crawling around his dick. But George, to me, is always pinged classic, beautiful gay man. Clark Gable. Who is Rock Hudson. He's just a classic, demure gay man with a beautiful trophy wife who's also very accomplished. He's got good gay taste. Even when he picks his fake wife, it's good. A lot of people, including myself, Lily, my fiance, is very reminiscent of George Clooney's wife, Amal Clooney. Lawyer, beautiful. They look alike. They have the same engagement ring. Not as many carats. I couldn't get, 14 carats for her. But Lily really is like a weird little sister of Amal Clooney. They're both into law. They both are gorgeous. They look alike. It's very interesting, but not complaining at all. Good job, George. Good job picking your fake wife. But yeah, anyways, I got off on a tangent here. Apparently, blind items, allegedly, George Clooney hairstyles, blowing each other's backs out. And that's fucking sexy, and I support it. Believe all men. Believe all blind items about men. All right, Benson Boone. Let's read some. So he released an album. I don't even know what it's called. That's how much I care. God, what is his album called? I don't know. Flippant? I don't know. Let's see. Is it going to say it in this fucking thing? Beautiful things? These beautiful things that I've got. Please. American Heart. American Heart is the album title. Great. Now, I've lived long enough that when artists come out, I can go, oh, that's going to be a flash in the pan. There's very few times that I'm wrong about this. When certain artists you can see, like, for example, and, say what you want. If you like this person, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you. A Carly Rae Jepsen. I know she still has her fans, but like a Carly Rae, a Meghan Trainor, a Benson Boone. You kind of see these artists and you go, oh, that's a flash in the pan artist, meaning they're very uber successful in a short time in their life, but it doesn't translate to long-term success. When you looked at Justin Bieber, you could have kind of thought, oh, this is a flash in the pan, but after about 4, 5, 6 years, he kind of maintained and had great albums and prolonged his teen heartthrob success into a longer form of a career. Benson Boone, I looked at him and I said, this guy's got gimmicks. This guy's got terrible music that will age poorly. I mean, this music's going to age like milk in the hot fucking sun. It's going to curdle. No one is going to be putting on beautiful things at a wedding reception in 10 years. He's beautiful. And if they are, they should get divorced immediately. It's not real love. Meghan Trainor was very gimmicky as well with her music. I can dip it, boom, 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 ba-dum. I can dip it, that's my. But what was her song? I don't even know how it goes. It's just very like shitty, weird music. Just not a fan of the music. I'm sure she's a great woman. I'm sure Benson Boone's a great man. And he'll probably be okay if he's investing his money right. You know, take all this money from arenas. He's selling out arenas. I mean, fuck yeah, he's on a high. Can't take him down. He's on a high right now. Put on that Benson Boone can. I'm getting wet. Sorry, I imagine that gypsy fucks to Benson Boone. And Ken's about it, honestly. He's like, can we also put on a video of Benson Boone? I got to get hard. Okay, let's read some fucking reviews. Don't you like how unhinged I am? I hope this doesn't bother you. We're all over the place. Variety says, in American Heart, that's the album name. In American Heart, Benson Boone's music still isn't half as much fun as his image. All right. So, starting off strong, Variety says, hey, bud, we enjoy your backflips off of Jimmy Fallon's face, but the music ain't doing it. It's no fun to report that American Heart is mostly not very fun. There are scattered attempts to bring in some of the cheekiness and cockiness that is part of his performing image. I don't even know if he's cocky. But you know what? This is a very good point they're making. Mostly it seems, this is Variety, mostly it seems that as a recording artist anyway, Boone really does want to remain in the realm of the Teddy Swimses or even Alex Warrens of the world, with material that is mawkish before it is rockish or raucous. Oh, this writer was having fun with this one, huh? Yeah, it is very much in that era of Teddy Swims, who's I'm going to changes. It's coworker music. It's coworker music. There's two types of coworker music. There's retail coworker music, and then there's like AutoZone coworker music. AutoZone coworker music is like they're doing a fentanyl fold while they're listening to music. It's kind of like Jelly Roll. Like if you're listening, Jelly Roll can be good, but like Jelly Roll on Lil Wayne's song, you know, where it's like snakes ain't always in the grass, sharks ain't always in the water. That's somebody who's currently on fentanyl helping you find the oil you need for your car at AutoZone. That's coworker music. But then the other side of it is like, the weird coworker who's like, is just kind of more clean cut and boring and gay, probably. Teddy Swims, Alex Warren. You got me in the ordinary. I'm not doing Alex Warren justice, and nobody ever should. Anyways, it's bad music. It's, if you like it, you probably like whatever's on the radio. You have no input. You don't need a lot of depth to your music. You just need somebody yelling very loudly at your ear so that you don't think about the thoughts that you're thinking about your husband and how much he's disappointing you in life and how much you really wish you didn't have kids. You don't know why you have 3. You should have had none. You really fell into this traditional role trap, and now you're stuck in a car waiting to pick up your kids in the line at school listening to Benson Boone, and it's so loud that it drowns out all the thoughts you have about what if I had just not married that man. Anyways. Another one, let's see here. Rolling Stone, Benson Boone can't land the backflip despite the Freddie Mercury referencing deep V jumpsuits he's wearing these days. American Heart deflates under the weight of all of its glam pop and 70s and 80s pastiche. At times swaggerless and too pristine in his attempts to corner the market of retro pop stardom. Benson loses the youthful edge of his debut and the rawness that made his biggest hit soar so high. He's a flash in the pan. Vulture. I don't want to fucking sign up. Benson Boone is trying too hard. That was the article. That was the headline. I can't read anymore. I'm not here to shit on Benson Boone. I'm just saying no one's giving Benson Boone a break here. No one's being like, well, we gotta... there Pitchfork, I think, had the best caption for it. Let me pull it up here. I think the Pitchfork Instagram caption was very funny. It was very funny. What did it say on Instagram? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm finding it. This is not the caption I wanted. It says Benson Boone, they give it 3.7 out of 10. Benson Boone's flair can't make up for the fact that his songs aren't very good and that he lacks a unique point of view. Maybe that's the point of it, that we shouldn't be looking to Benson Boone for deep music. Maybe we should just be looking to drown out the screams from your ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife. You know, you just put on some Boone and drink some beer and everything will be okay. But I do want to try to find this Pitchfork on Instagram because it was so funny. I don't even know if it was Pitchfork. I hope it was because it was just so fucking funny. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Pitchfork says they posted a picture of his, obviously, on Instagram, they post a picture of his album cover and then they say in the caption, Benson Boone relies on speaking his truth. But what if his truth is fundamentally boring? Fucking ouch, Pitchfork. Fucking ouch. First comment, every generation gets their Imagine Dragons. They do, bitch. They really do. I called them Gen Z Imagine Dragons for a long time. I think people have always been calling them that. Whether I said it first, doubtful. I think it's just a very, everyone thinks that. Somebody else said Benson Boone is just Harry Styles, but Morgan Wallen. Yeah, it's like Harry Styles blew out Morgan Wallen's back and had a baby. And they were like, I don't know, name it Benson. He will be a flash in the pan. I feel bad for the guy. His music's not good. It's, it's a theory that I have of like the pop songs are indicative of how well the country is doing. Dude, 2016, we were doing pretty fucking good. 2010 to 2016, we were fucking rolling, baby. 2008 to 2016, I'm not saying it's because Obama was in office. I know that every president's awful, but Obama, man, the pop music was fucking good. Go back and listen to the hits from 2008 to 2016. We were living on a high we didn't even know we had. And now our pop music is Benson Boone. It's where the country's at. Dangerously close to being trad wife conservative in some areas. The youth is leaning far conservative, far more conservative than millennials. Gen Z is kind of like really glommed onto this. Not all Gen Z, but this is what Gen Z, you generalize millennials too. You call us all fucking Harry Potter freaks. So let me just say, Gen Z, you kind of come across a bit conservative. Like you really are glomming onto trad wife shit. Your pop music is fucking trash. You're eating it up. You're selling out Benson Boone. Benson Boone is selling out arenas because of you. Okay? So, get better taste, Gen Z. What did the iPad rot your brain from age 2 and on? Jesus, fuck. But it is indicative, I think, of how the country is doing, and the country's not doing well. Even more bad music is coming from Will Smith. Have you heard Will Smith's song, Girls, Girls, Girls? Fucking I can't. Will Smith is 56 years old. Another man I allegedly think is gay. I allegedly think he is a raging faggot. Here's my theory. You probably know it. If you are a male A-list celebrity who is still involved in the Church of Scientology in any way, whether loudly and proudly or quietly and timidly, you're gay. They are going to blackmail you and you're scared of coming out because you come from a time when it was not okay to be gay publicly, but now it is. And you're like, fuck, I wish I could live in my truth, but I'm also very scared because I still have these inherently bad ideas about being out and proud. Also, I have a wife. How do I explain that? And kids. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Will Smith. I'm talking to you. Allegedly, you're gay. It's your month, baby. Come on out. Instead of releasing a song, Will Smith, called Girls, 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 which the song is just like, I like pretty girls. First of all, you're a 56-year-old man. You're still calling us girls? I don't like that. I know he's not. Listen, the one thing about Will Smith, I will say, he's not a fucking creepy sex pest of a man. That guy knows how to keep his balls in check. I've never gotten creep vibes from Will Smith. I've never heard anything creepy about Will Smith, to be so honest. I'll give him that. In a trade of him being a completely corny man, he's also very unproblematic unless you're Chris Rock's face. He's only problematic when it's Chris Rock talking about your wife making a very dated joke about G.I. Jane. But it's so much worse for him to release a song, I like pretty girls. First of all, you're 56. That's women. Please don't call us girls. Okay. I mean, I know you're just being cutesy, but it's like, dude, anytime I had to correct somebody on a podcast. This guy was 50 years old talking about girls. And I said, you mean women. When you say girls, you sound like you should be sitting across from Chris Hansen. Stop calling them girls. It's like me calling men boys. I don't, guys is acceptable, I guess. But boys, I would never be like, oh, look at that group of boys golfing. I should start calling men boys because they act like boys mostly. But women are women. So first off, I hate that. But I also just hate that Will Smith is trying to convince himself and everyone else that he really gives a fuck about pretty women. That he really is like, girls are on my mind all the time. Uh-huh, Queen, I'm sure. I'm sure you just can't catch a break from thinking about pussy. You know Will Smith, that big pussy queen. John Travolta at least is probably quietly gay now because his wife died, his son died, all thanks to Scientology. I don't know about Kelly Preston's death, but definitely Jet Travolta died because Scientology preaches against medicine. And Jet had epilepsy, and he died from a seizure. Isn't that fun? Jesus Christ. All because you couldn't just be a gay man. You had to join a church and give up all your gay secrets, and now they blackmail you left and right about it. That's fun, John Travolta. Allegedly, by the way, this is all alleged. This is all just my opinion. What I think has happened. Jet Travolta did die, though, and Kelly Preston did die. So I think John Travolta can now live his gay best life. He should just be hooking up with, who's that other gay guy? Hugh Jackman. What are we doing? And then Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like he's banging, allegedly. He's banging the leader of Scientology. He's like hand in hand. He's like a god up there in Scientology. He's banging David left and right. Oh, he's living the life. He doesn't even know his kids. Doesn't talk to his kids. He's like, who are you? You look exactly like me. Your name's Suri? That's the name of my phone assistant. Who the fuck are you? But Will Smith, he released I Like Pretty Girls. Everybody said, sure, girl. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You like pretty girls and I love big cock. Okay, we can all tell lies. It's really corny. He's 56 years old. The song is bad. He's going out doing fake freestyles. It's really bad. It's, giving midlife crisis. It's giving like, I was banned from the Oscars, so let me get away from acting for a bit and go into rap. But it's like, nobody wants you to rap. Kendrick Lamar, rap. He's the king of rap. You see what Kendrick Lamar is doing? We don't need a Will Smith album. Like we have good rap. And my thing is, like, if you can't compete with the best, why are you putting out an album? What are you, Benson Boone? Will Smith's song is worse than a Benson Boone song, and that's hard. But he has been branded corny. I mean, this man's always been corny. Here are his lyrics. It's a full house. Better play your cards right. I'ma post your pic if you pose. Make one phone call, you in vogue. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up, wait, pose. Okay, so he's just RuPaul. In this song, he is RuPaul directing his queens on an episode of Drag Race. I mean, that could have just been, that's a RuPaul lyric. Hello, hello, hello. It's a full house. Better play your cards right. I'ma post your pic if you pose. Make one phone call, you in vogue. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up, wait, pose. That's RuPaul. Will Smith is just out here jacking RuPaul. The next lyric is, I like BBLs. That stands for bad bitches link up. That doesn't even make sense. That'd be BBLU. Popping in the club all night in the section. Picture perfect. I swear you perfection. Yeah, I'm sure Will loves going to the club and being surrounded by boobs and ass. Unless it was a bear at a gay club. I doubt it. Everyone has said that he's corny. It's pretty bad. I'd like to see Will just get back to, I don't know, dude. What can Will do? He can act. Will Smith can act his ass off. He's a fantastic actor. He should get in, just do some fucking Oscar baity movie where they're forced to bring you back and nominate you. You're so good at being an actor. Just get in some drama shit. You've played all the fucking greats. I think he's played Ali. I think he's played Serena and Venus Williams' father. I mean, dude, just be Joe Jackson. Do a Joe Jackson biopic. Kill it. Get nominated for an Oscar, you're back in the good graces. But stay away from rap, man. No one needs a 56-year-old rapping, number one. No one needs Will Smith rapping, number two. I used to like Will Smith songs, but that's because I was 12. welcome to Miami. Ami. That's fun when you're 12. If I heard that now, I'd be like, ugh, gross. Getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it. Yeah, that's fun as a 10-year-old. I would listen to that song and bop around as a 10-year-old because that's a kid's bop song. He's a little corny. But best of luck to him. I don't think that he should be banned from the industry. He slapped a guy. I mean, there's been so much worse that's been done in the industry. And Will Smith is not problematic. He's not a sex pest. You don't hear things about him being a sex pest. If he is having gay sex, you're not hearing about it. There's no allegations and there's no scorned lovers that are coming forward. Maybe he really is putting a tamp on his temptations. Tyler Perry, he's getting blown up right now, and blown a lot by men. Allegedly, he's getting sued by some dude who says they were banging. I'm not even getting into that. I don't know. Tyler Perry freaks me out a bit. Does he even like black women, Tyler Perry? Every movie that I see clips of the movies he makes about black women, and they're all it's like torture porn for black women. Like that one movie, Straw, I think it's called, on Netflix. I kept seeing clips on TikTok, and it's like, Tyler Perry just wrote a movie just torturing a woman. She had nothing. She was poor. She's a single mother, and she just had the worst day and time of her life. And Tyler Perry's like, and scene. All right, that's a movie. I don't know. It seems weird. I don't really support Tyler Perry. And I don't think Medea's very funny, but I don't think it was made for me, to be honest. So let's be real. Fat Joseph. Let's get into Fat Joey boy. This is a new P. Diddy. This is P. Diddy 2.0. Fat Joe, who I lovingly now call Ozempic Joe. He went from FJ to OJ. You know what they say? When you go OJ, you go guilty. If you saw my TikTok, I apologize. I've already said these jokes. Sorry, sometimes they need to be repeated. You know what I mean? I'm only one woman. One set of lips on top and bottom. Fat Joe has been sued for $20 million. Number one, let's just stop right there. Does that man have $20 million? Do we think he has $20 million? Unless he's got some money tied up offshore somewhere. Do we think Fat Joe has ever seen $20 million in his bank account? I don't know. I mean, he's got some hits, but 20 mil? He's got Beyonce money? He got Beyonce money, Fat Joseph? Skinny Jojo? I don't think you need to be suing that man for 20 million. I think the only 20 million that man's seen is 20 million baby oil bottles when he was hanging out at Diddy's white party. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that man's seen 20 million in his bank account ever. Maybe. He did have a good run when he was fat. This is the thing. Keep artists fat. That would be my platform if I was running for New York City mayor. I don't want to help anybody in New York City. My platform is just keep artists fat. Once they go skinny, it gets weird. Adele, remember when Adele got skinny and lost access to her Instagram account because she was posting weird fucking skinny photos of her wearing Jamaican flags at a reggae fest? And her team was like, all right, we got to shut this down. You're a soul singer. We can't be, this is crazy. This is almost blackface. Adele, Lizzo. Fat Lizzo was great. Now she's on Ozempic. It's like one sexual harassment claim and they all lose the weight. They shed like snakes. Fat Joe has kind of had that Lizzo complaint. He had his hype man, Terrence Dixon. Hold your laughter for that name. As in Terrence Dixon is, ear from Fat Joe. He alleges that Fat Joe coerced him or into more than 4,000 humiliating sexual acts to maintain his standing. And he's even said that Fat Joe threatened him one time with they were overseas somewhere, and Fat Joe said if he didn't perform the sex acts that he wanted him to do, he wasn't going to fly him back home. He was like, you're going to be stranded here. Lizzo, when she was fat, she was making fun of her fat backup dancers, which is so funny. If you just think about it, they're all fat, and Lizzo's like, you're big, bitch. That's funny. Say what you want. I support fat artists. I don't like when they get skinny. This is what I'm saying. Lizzo had people eating bananas out of pussies or some shit when she was fat. There's something about humiliations in sex acts. The big people like to do. Not all of them, just Fat Joe and Lizzo. But the main issue here is that there's also allegations that Fat Joe engaged in sex acts with minors, the underage kind, not the underground kind. Okay? It would be hot if it was the underground kind. I'd be like, let me see that tape. Let me see that freak off. But these are minors, children, babies. No. We don't like that. That's illegal. That's gross. Ick. Skinny Joe, I know. No. Why you do that? Yeah, 20 mil. We'll see what happens. At one point, he was flying like 16-year-olds all over the world or all over the country so he can meet up. He's like ordering 16-year-olds like he would a couch off Wayfair. They should call it Waychair. What the fuck? Yeah, he's ordering teenagers to be shipped to him like, it's an Amazon order. I need new air filters. Amazon. I want it delivered tomorrow at 10 a.m. I mean, that's how he's acting for 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Yuck. For 16 years, Terrence Dixon served as Fat Joe's so-called hype man, a common figure in hip-hop who supports the artist. All right, well, we don't need this white this white explanation of hype man. If you don't know what a hype man is, that's okay. You're very white. Your favorite hot sauce is mayonnaise. What is he alleging, though? Dixon states in the complaint that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance, accompanied by threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused compliance. By his own estimation, Dixon states in the suit that he was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing within the enterprise. Isn't that fun? The enterprise. Most shockingly, the suit claims that Dixon personally witnessed Fat Joseph engage in sexual relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old, because that's what those are. Those are children, remember. And lists 3 such Jane Does, including a 16-year-old Dominican girl who, in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill, would perform oral sex and other sex acts on the rapper. Another one was a white woman, girl. See, this is the time that's appropriate to call them girls, Will Smith, is when they're people that Fat Joe has orally raped. If you think that's too harsh to say, it's the truth. I'm just reporting on it. Fat Joe began having sexual relations with minor 2 when she was 15 years old after a concert overseas. He flew her to New York City and Miami on multiple occasions. Due to her body being adolescent and not fully formed, the defendant paid for her to get a Brazilian butt lift. Minor 2 eventually left Fat Joe and is now married to a professional athlete. Well, you know what? At least she's winning. And then minor 3 is a Latina female who met the defendant when she was 15 years old, turning 16. Dude, if I had to be stuck in a room with any 15 or 16-year-old, I'm not looking at them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't know. I don't speak teenager. You might as well stick me in a room with a Chinese person. We can't talk. Skibbity? I don't know what that is. There's nothing I have to say to a teenager other than for here, please. Table for 3, please. These are the things I'll say to a teenager if they're serving me. I don't know any other. When would I ever I don't even think teenagers are allowed. Teenagers are not allowed to come to my shows. I don't speak to teenagers. I don't seek. I just don't know what compels you. There's something in men's makeup and female school teachers' makeup. Let's not just say it's all men. There's also women out there that love to teach class and then, Snapchat their 14-year-old students. It's an icky thing. Yeah, I just think if you're in a room with a teenager and you want to do anything with that teenager, even if it's just have a conversation, I'm out. I don't trust teachers. What do you mean you want to be all day around them? Are you fucking crazy? What do you mean you want to teach them? They can't read, bitch. Sorry, there's a bug on my desk. All right. Well, good luck to Fat Joseph, Puff Daddy. And he was also on record a couple of days ago saying that he was praying for P. Diddy. This guy is let me just look as guilty as I can. Yeah, I'm really praying for the guy who probably fucked up Justin Bieber so bad. You see how Bieber is now? Yeah, I'm praying for the guy who caused all of that. Yeah, it's been hard for him. His team's probably don't ever say you're praying for P. Diddy again. Don't do that. What's next? I'm hoping Epstein's resting in peace. Please don't. All right, let's get into our beautiful sponsor, Lucy Brown. You know them? You love them? You better get their coffee subscription. And you can make iced coffee with this coffee. It's so delicious. I've been making iced coffee with the coffee they send. Woo, girl. I love it. Lucy Brown, a queer-owned small business in Lexington, Kentucky. If you're ever in Lexington, stop by their coffee shop. You're going to love it. Coffee by day, cocktails by night. What more could you want? Delicious coffee, and they've got a coffee subscription that you know about. You hear about it. Why haven't you signed up yet, huh? What more? How many more things can I say about them? They're amazing. Stop spending your money, fucking $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 on coffee. Make it at home. With Lucy Brown's coffee, the coffee they're sending you from these roasters, dude, it tastes like you bought it out. It's so good. It's so fucking, if it doesn't taste good, that's on you. You're not doing something right with your machine. You got to clean it or something. Okay? There's something going on. Just run it clean. Descale that motherfucker. Enjoy coffee from Lucy Brown Coffee Bar without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Get the coffee subscription. It's very good. You get to choose what coffee you kind of like. Dark roast, light roast, medium roast. I'm a dark roast bitch. And every single month, like clockwork, the coffee shows up at your door. You don't have to fucking leave, and you get good coffee sent to you from these small artisanal coffee roasters. None of this bullshit factory-made Starbucks, Amazon warehouse coffee. You know what I'm saying? So all you got to do is visit lucybrowncoffee.com and find the form on their website, fill it out, and then you'll get coffee beans sent straight to you. So go to lucybrowncoffee.com. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com. LUSSI browncoffee.com. And follow the coffee subscription button to get signed up today. And you know what I'm going to say. If you use the code Heather Shaw is kidding, you will get 10% off your first order. Are you fucking kidding me? I've been channeling Big Ange a lot. I talked about this on my Patreon episode. I've been really channeling Big Ange. He's buying me a puppy. He just got out of prison. He's doing 28 years for murder. I love Big Ange. Big Ange would love this coffee too. She was a big coffee drinker. She would have fucking fucked heavy with Lucy Brown coffee. Get the coffee subscription and get your life together. Thank you, Lucy Brown, for being an OG sponsor of this podcast. We love you so much. Stay gay, huh? They are. It's lesbian owns it. A queer person. I don't know if they're. I think they're lesbian. To me, they scream lesbian. She's married to a wife. There's got to be gay. I love Sarah Brown. Speaking of gay, God, I'm segueing so well today, guys. Dude, these segues, woo, bitch. Remember when segues were a fun transportation mode for like 14 seconds in the early 2000s? People were on segues like, this is the future. And it's like, no, you just look like a virgin who can roll around. Jojo Siwa, speaking of gay, Jojo Siwa, by the way, the inventor of gay pop, in her own words. Remember when Jojo was full-blown lesbian? And she was like, yeah, basically invented gay pop. Knowing full well that Lady Gaga, could be her mother. Freddie Mercury was out there dancing around. Jojo Siwa's canceled her Pride performance. I wonder why. Is it because she's taking Dick and V now? And this article says, Jojo Siwa has shocked fans. Is it shocking? A woman who was like, I'm a lesbian. I'm a Disney adult lesbian. Look at me. I'm queer. And then goes on one reality show and meets a British guy. And he's like, never mind. Maybe I just needed a guy with an accent. I'm not faulting Jojo Siwa, by the way, at all. Listen, she's very young. She's emotionally stunted, probably. She's been on TV since she was like 6. She's emotionally stunted. We can agree on that. Everyone finds themselves in their youth. And sometimes it takes them to their 40s to really find themselves. I didn't know who the fuck I was at 20. Dude, no, you couldn't pay me to go back in my 20s. I hated my 20s. I didn't have any money. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I mean, I knew I was gay, but that doesn't, not everybody has the privilege, I guess, of knowing their sexuality so clearly. And so I don't fault Jojo Siwa for not really knowing who the fuck she is and being like, well, maybe I like girls. And, and her team's pushing her into this one, her team is definitely kind of responsible for her being so insane about her lesbianism. And she did date a bunch of girls. I think she dated, a boy. And that's because that's what he was, by the way, in her teens. That was a boy. We call them boys, right? Will Smith, a teenager boy, a woman, an adult, a woman. I'm just imagining Will Smith listening to this, taking notes and being like, kill that lesbian bitch that looks like Jim Carrey. And done. So I don't fault Jojo Siwa for discovering herself. And I certainly don't fault Jojo Siwa for dating a man. Have at it, bitch. That's what I say. Have fun. Whether or not he's using her is kind of my worry. I'm not even worried about her wanting to date a man. Go for it, girl. The lesbian community wishes you well. We gladly will trade you for, a flannel. No one is like, no, not JoJo. There's been a lot of pop artists that have played the gay card that are now straight or dating a man. Fletcher, Billie Eilish. The gay community really is a community, and they'll wrap their arms around you. So sometimes it's easy to play into them and kind of gay bait, right? Is that what they call it? Gay baiting? I think it's something else, to be honest. I forget. Taylor Swift, some people think that she's guilty of it. I don't know so much about Taylor Swift. I think she just kind of is a cat lady. But yeah, I don't fault her for that. I do worry that Chris Hughes is using her. Is it Chris Hughes? I don't even know. Yeah, Chris Hughes. I do worry. He's older. He's desperate. He's a bit fame hungry. He was on Love Island, I believe. He was in that trending sound. I'm sat. I think that's from him. I worry that he's using her and she's just too young and dumb to realize it, emotionally stunted. But certainly not mad that we're losing Jojo Siwa in this community. And I think she still is queer. I mean, she's been with women, so you're a little gay, girl. You're a little gay. But I'm kind of happy that she's reeling back from this whole like Disney adult rainbow. It was a lot, it was a little much. She's canceled her performance at Saturday's Pride celebration. How funny would it be if she just started walking around being homophobic? Ew, fuck those faggots. Cameron's a bitch. I think that'd be so fun. Sorry for your ears on that one. Now, she has claimed that she felt pressure from inside the LGBTQ plus community to call herself a lesbian. She has only dated women since coming out in 2021. And she felt pressured, sure. I think what happens is, younger people who are, to me, kids, even though they're 18, 19, 20, these are kids. Some of them like to have a label, This is why, I believe in non-binary people. I respect non-binary people, but that's why you'll meet, I have met on a handful of non-binary people who after a year were like, yeah, I'm not non-binary anymore. You're just figuring it out. And some people just like to have a community or have a label, or maybe she really did feel pressure from her ex-girlfriends that were like, well, if you're eating me out, bitch, you're a lesbian. I don't know what the truth is. I don't really care. I think it's a great, it reminds me of the Chappelle black and white draft sketch where it's like, we're good to lose. We're trading her. We're trading Jojo Siwa. We're getting that Anna girl from Pitch Perfect. That's fine. That's a good trade. Take her, straight community. Please, dear God, let her let her come out in here and be like, yeah, so I invented this thing called straight pop. Let her do that. But I certainly do not judge her for finding herself in her 20s. She's a kid. She's emotionally, she's just stunted, Most children that were raised in the industry are not going to be super aware unless they have a great support system, a la Hillary Duff. Hillary Duff, her mom had her back, and you can tell how adult and grown up and mature and unproblematic Hillary Duff has been her entire life. That is thanks to her parents protecting her. I don't know if JoJo had that same protection. I don't know what her family's like, but it seems like, didn't I say in 5 years JoJo may have a coke habit? I could very well see JoJo having a coke habit or some kind of thing where she'll overcome it and she'll write a memoir about it. And, it'll be called Karma is a Bitch, and she'll detail her whole 20s and how she thought she was a lesbian and how she thought Chris Hughes loved her and how she thought they'd be forever together, and then how she realized that he was cheating on her with a woman his own age who was, way more mature sexually maybe. And then she got really into booze and pills and started partying and doing coke and was fucking whoever she wanted. And then, she kind of lost a lot of her identity and she didn't know who she was anymore. And she was sick of feeling like shit. So then she came out of that, and maybe she gets religious. She finds God a bit, or, I could really see her going into the Christian, even going back to lesbianism, but being a Christian lesbian, and that makes her feel whole again, and that keeps her sober because she can be on a pedestal, a moral superiority complex thing, and then she'll write the memoir Karma is a Bitch, and everything will come full circle, and she'll be dating the lesbian pastor at her church or whatever, that's what I see for Jojo Siwa in the next 10 years. We'll see how accurate that is. But, I've seen this movie before, and I've been around long enough. It's why I can look at Benson Boone and say flash in the pan artist. It's why I can look at most men and tell you if they're gay. Not sure about Benson Boone. We'll see. I think he might be a little gay. But good for Jojo Siwa. No hate towards her. She's finding herself, guys. You didn't know who the fuck you were at 21, and if you did, you're fucking lying. Everybody, has to find themselves, and everybody she's doing it publicly because, she's clearly a very private person. Did you know her car is wrapped in her face? Yeah. So respect her privacy, because she's definitely not begging for attention. Okay. Jojo no. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, just a little, isn't this fun? We're just talking pop culture. Isn't this really fun? I like this episode. It's fun. It's light. It's so light. I'm just talking about people who are gay and who should have been gay and who aren't gay. Oh, this is fun for June. Okay. Prosecutors have rested their case at the Diddler trial. So that's what we have to look forward to, a verdict. Although I just anticipate that his defense team is going to either appeal really quickly or file a mistrial thing, or, because they had that whole jury issue with one of the jurors lying, and it was a black guy, so they might be like, mistrial, you removed a black man who would have voted for Diddy. But federal prosecutors have just rested their case today. This is Tuesday. I'm coming at you from Tuesday. They finished questioning the last of their 34 witnesses. Holy shit. And the jury was dismissed for a lunch break. With the jurors out of the room, Diddy's army of defense attorneys is now arguing a motion. Here we go. With the jurors out of the room, Diddy's army of defense attorneys are now arguing a motion to dismiss the 5 charges against Diddy. They say the judge should throw out the case before it even gets sent to the jury because prosecutors did not prove their case. I don't know, man. You had 34 fucking witnesses. You had Kid Cudi up there being like, yeah, this guy threw a Molotov cocktail through my car and traumatized my dog. You had Cassie Ventura being up there being like, yeah, I was forced to do these sex acts and he abused the fuck out of me and here's video of it. Seems like a Hail Mary. But we'll see what happens. My guess, guilty. He's buying me a puppy. For murder. Sorry, I love the Big Ange. I've been stimming with her all day. Am I autistic? I do love trains. Yeah, I don't know. You got a RICO charge. One man, it's like Chappelle said. You ever see one guy have a RICO charge? Never. And that's a mob charge. That's fucking Tony Soprano and his goons would be hit with a RICO. Not just one man. It's crazy. But I anticipate a guilty verdict with an appeal from his team. Draw this out a bit more. I don't know. I don't see Diddy rotting in prison for years. I really don't. I think he either ends his life or somebody does for him, or I don't know. I just don't see Diddy. But R. Kelly's sitting in prison, overdosing on drugs that he claims guards have given him. I didn't really go over that story. R. Kelly he overdosed in prison, and he claims that the guards gave him too much of his medication, and that caused him to overdose. And he's like, He's stating that they're attempting to kill him in prison, and because of that he wants to be out on house arrest, which, you know, that could just be a ploy to get out of prison. I don't think anybody's trying to kill R. Kelly. You know, I don't think men really like to avenge women that much. I think it's just a ploy for him to get on house arrest. Brad Pitt's doing the rounds because he's got a movie about fucking F1 racing. It's so hard because Brad Pitt, before all this Angelina Jolie bullshit with their kids, dude, I liked Brad Pitt. I thought he was extremely likable, cool. He's got a cool voice. He's got a beautiful face. I really like Brad Pitt, and it's very disheartening to know that he was beaten up on those kids. And you can say that Angelina Jolie made those lies up, but all of his kids don't talk to him. All 17 of them. I mean, there's a soccer team of children that have turned their backs on him. If he was truly innocent, there'd be a couple kids that go, I like Dad. He didn't do anything, you know, but all of them have been like, fuck that guy. I think Pax, his name was the one that posted the Instagram story on Father's Day being like, fuck this fucking asshole. He's an abusive piece of shit. I mean, he really said that. I mean, excuse me, that was a mouth diarrhea fart. Yeah, it sucks because dude, if Brad Pitt would have just stayed with Jennifer Aniston, none of this would have fucking happened. I am not blaming Angelina Jolie. She is a queen in my heart. I will always be team Angelina Jolie. I don't care if she's fucking her brother. I don't care if she's wearing blood from Billy Bob Thornton and making out with him all on ecstasy on the MTV Movie Awards red carpet. I don't care that she quote unquote stole Brad Pitt. You can't really steal a man. He decides to leave his marriage. I don't care that she's adopted a soccer team. That's probably the best thing she does. She does a lot of work for the UNHCR. She's an activist. I love Angelina Jolie. You can't tell me anything to get me off Angelina Jolie's dick. I love her. So I am team Angelina Jolie. Not to mention she's the most beautiful woman on earth. Hands down. She scares the shit out of me, but she is the most beautiful woman. And Gia, her work in Gia. Dude, I could go on. I am an Angelina Jolie stan. You have no idea. I'm quiet about it because, you know, I would never want to meet her. She's somebody that, like, I would never want to meet. But I appreciate the fuck out of Angelina Jolie's work, humanitarian work, and work in movies. And she seems like a great mother. Anyways, Brad Pitt. Yeah, he fucked up his public image. And Angelina Jolie to me doesn't seem, maybe she is because I don't know her at all, obviously, but she doesn't seem like she would want to do something that would affect the relationship with the father of her children and her children. She seems like she really loves those kids and if anything wants to protect them from shitty things that their father has done, but not like she would intentionally convince them that their father is bad without him actually doing bad stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that, and him getting sober from alcohol, I think he was just a piece of shit drunk. And, you know, I think that he can be forgiven for things he did when he was drunk, but also like, I don't know, I've been drunk a bunch of times and never wanted to beat up on someone. I never wanted to beat up on children. But yeah, Angelina Jolie, after the divorce, he said he got into AA. He needed to wake the fuck up. He got sober. Is he really sober? Who the fuck knows? These people aren't real. These A-list actors, I mean, they don't know who they are. They've been playing parts their entire life. He said he needed rebooting. He needed to wake up. He's just doing a PR run. You know, he was on Dax Shepard's armchair. What is it called? What's it? Armchair expert or some shit? I don't like Dax Shepard. There's something about him I don't like. I have a good read on people, guys. Dax Shepard is a fucking creep. I don't like him at all. I think Kristen Bell's fun. Nothing against Kristen Bell. She seems fun. But I don't... something about Dax Shepard I don't like. Maybe he's harmless. I liked him in This Is Us or whatever that fucking show was. No, Parenthood. I like Dax Shepard in Parenthood. I liked Parenthood, by the way. That was a good show. Shout out to Parenthood. But it made me feel like I had a family. It was fun. But overall, I don't like his vibe. But he got Brad Pitt on the fucking podcast and got him to open up about being in AA. I think they went to a few AA meetings together. Can you imagine Brad Pitt being at your AA meeting? Jesus Christ. I think it was an all men's meeting. I hope there were some gay men there that could ogle. But that's wild to just be sitting there talking about your lowest points, and then Brad Pitt gets up and like, yeah, I hit my Asian kid. I fucked him up. I fucked up my Asian kid, he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. But I laid my hands on him. He's fucked up. Did a little Fight Club with that kid. I don't know why I made him a New Yorker, but Brad Pitt talks like that kind of, where he's just like, listen, yeah, I don't know. He's got that like low voice that he puts on. But we'll see if the Brad Pitt PR train can keep on chugging to get his, I don't think people really care too much about Brad Pitt. I think if you're in pop culture, if you're into it and you know the shit, maybe you're like, ew, that guy sucks. Like, who beats up on kids? Who gets shithoused around kids and abuses them, or has all their kids turn their back on them, go no contact? Again, if you're a parent and all your kids go no contact with you, it's your fault. But I think if you're not super involved with these kind of stories and you kind of see Brad Pitt, I think you're like, yeah, he's the Robert Redford of his generation and whatever. So I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be able to kind of rehab his public image a bit. I don't think people care as much about him anymore, but he's certainly a mega A-list celebrity that can move sales on a movie, I believe. And he's in a fun movie about F1. It says here, Pitt and Jolie's divorce was precipitated by an infamous fight on a private plane, which repeatedly began over the actor's drinking. According to legal filings that emerged over the course of the couple's long divorce proceedings, Pitt allegedly assaulted Jolie and 2 of their children on the flight. The FBI and the LA County Department of Children and Family Services did investigate the incident, but both concluded that no further action against Pitt was required. Pitt and Jolie's divorce was finally settled at the end of last year. So, the FBI looked into it. Who knows? Maybe just not enough info or evidence, or maybe Angelina Jolie's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Who knows? Good luck to that guy. But man, what a fall. I really liked Brad Pitt. Dude, top tier actor, top tier A-list actor. That's what you want your A-list actor to be, a Bradley Pitt. It's also funny to look at his brother, Doug Pitt, because Doug Pitt he just looks like a fucking insurance adjuster from like Wyoming. It's so funny. Go look up Brad Pitt's brother. Imagine Brad Pitt's your brother and then you look like that. Like, he's fine. He's handsome. He's handsome for Ohio, but dude, try getting laid. I mean, I guess you could if you were like, yeah, my brother's Brad Pitt. You want his brother inside you? All right, the last thing I want to talk about, Jeff Bezos is having a wedding in Venice. Hope there's a prenup, motherfucker. It's $50,000 a head at the wedding. Now, the wedding is only about under 200 people. The guest list is just under 200 people. Notable people like Tom Brady. These are people without souls. Orlando Bloom, Tom Brady, I'm sure. God, what's that actress? Ava Longoria. She's best friends with Lauren Sanchez. Yeah, they're getting married in a Venetian wedding. Good for them. I'm sure he can afford it. I gotta say, my question is, why are you charging people to come to your wedding? Why are you charging people $50,000? Or they're not. Oh, they're spending it. Never mind. I was like, why is he? That's insane. Okay, it's going to be $50,000 per person. I'm so glad he's putting his money to good use. Damn, you don't become a millionaire because you have a good heart, This wedding could cost him upwards of $20 million. Yeah. There are kids that sometimes they show up to school during the school year and they can't get lunch because their parents didn't give them lunch money, can't afford it, and the school kind of holds it against the kid. So the kid goes throughout the day hungry. Probably didn't have breakfast, had a shitty breakfast. Then it comes lunchtime and the kid's like, I don't have money for lunch. And the school system is like, you loser, you're not getting lunch. You're not taking us for a free ride. You fucking leech. And then the kid just stays hungry all day. Yeah. But Jeff Bezos, it's not his responsibility to feed hungry kids in America. Would be kind of cool if he just kind of put away some of that money to to pay off these accounts so that kids didn't have to starve. I want to do that during this upcoming school year. I want to start raising money, donating my own money to pay off these stupid fucking debts that schools hold over a kid's head. No kid should not be eating at lunch. I think they have programs you can sign up for. I'm going to do it starting in this fall. You can sign up to pack lunches for schools so that lunches can be handed out. There's a lot you can do with that, and I think that if you do want to put your money or your volunteer time somewhere, you should put it towards kids not being hungry during fucking school, because it's an atrocity. Anyways, Jeff Bezos' wedding. He's worth $230 billion. So, a $10 million wedding. It's no skin off his back. I guess my question is, what the fuck, if you're a wedding guest at Jeff Bezos' wedding, what the fuck kind of gift do you give this guy? I think it'd be so funny to get him a $5 gift card to Amazon. Dude, if I was Tom Brady, I'd be rolling up with a $5 gift card to Amazon. There's nothing this man needs more than, other than like a hairpiece, but there's nothing this man needs in the world. He's worth $230 billion. He's the Rockefeller of our time. I just think it'd be very funny to give him a shitty gift card, or like a gift card to like Golden Corral, a toaster. You don't show up empty-handed, but what do you give the man who could buy you and your entire family 14 times over? A man who could help starving children across the nation and globe, who decides not to. What do you get a man who's evil? I just don't know. What do you do? God, I hope there is no prenup. I hope Lauren Sanchez, God, I don't know. It's so funny too. It's just interesting that Jeff Bezos is with Lauren Sanchez. I don't know. She just seems like a real housewife that had too much face work done. He could get anybody. I think it's, what is her, like, what is she from? What does she do? She's an American journalist. Oh, good. She's for the people. What is she known for doing? She has been a guest host on The View. She was on Good Day LA. Good for her for bagging Bezos. I hope she convinces him not to get a prenup and then just takes him for... Jeff Bezos never not going to sign a prenup. Let's be real. Jeff Bezos lost half of his money to his other wife, who is actually, I think, doing some good stuff with it. So that's good. But congrats to Jeff Bezos. I don't use Amazon anymore. I just don't do it. I think, I don't need anything tomorrow. I just think it's crazy. Somebody is suffering to deliver you something you ordered today so you get it tomorrow. Somebody is suffering. So it icks me out to use Amazon. But, do what you got to do. I understand it's convenience. I don't knock you for using Amazon. I'm all about convenience sometimes. I get DoorDash here and there. What do I do? I Uber. I don't Uber anymore. I deleted Uber. I just use Lyft now. No more Uber. I didn't like that Uber was aligning so much with Trump and was very excited and giddy about the fact of underpaying their workers when they already are completely underpaid, Uber drivers. The gig economy is, they don't make shit. So if I have to get a ride somewhere, it's going to be through Lyft. No more Uber. I closed my account, deleted it. You should too. No more Uber Eats. Uber Eats sucked anyways. Fuck it. Anyways, all right, that is it for this show. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks for telling me you listen. I really love it when you comment or you write me. When you DM me, you write me on Instagram. I love it so much. Don't forget to rate and review if you'd like. Join the Patreon if you'd like. Heather Shaw Comedy over at patreon.com. Let me tell you where I'm going to be. Buckle up, buckaroo. This weekend I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday I'm in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Oh, Claire. In July, I'm in Denver, Colorado Springs, Spokane, Salt Lake City, Raleigh, North Carolina. In August, I'm in Austin, Batavia, Illinois, Sacramento, LA. In September, I'm in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Arlington, Virginia, Eugene, Oregon, Seattle, Tacoma, This is getting out into October, whatever. I'm just going to tell you the cities: Tacoma, Boca Raton, Omaha, Des Moines, Oklahoma City. We've added a show there in Oklahoma City. And Tacoma was added as well. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Kansas City, Cleveland, Columbus, Ohio, Massillon, Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Richmond, Virginia, and Portland, Maine, with shows coming soon in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Mahomet, Illinois, if that's how you say it, San Francisco, Appleton, Wisconsin, Chattanooga, and Dallas again. All right, guys, go to heathershawcomedy.com, get some merch, get some tickets, support your favorite queer, lesbian, queef. QLQ, as I call it, queer, lesbian, queef. And have a fantastic rest of your week, all right? I tried to keep it light for you. I know there's a lot going on in the world, and we all just got to laugh sometimes, all right? Pray for Fat Joseph. All right, see ya.